The next chord we're going to do is A minor. Now, because I've plotted all my notes from my G major already into my circle of thirds, I just start at the A and I go, all right, it's chord 2. That makes sense. G's chord 1, A minor's chord 2. I go A, C, and E. Those are my 3 notes that I need. So this is going to be A minor. I need an A, a C, and an E. Those are my 3 notes. I'll look at my map here. There isn't an A on the E string, but there is an A on the A string, which is why it's called an A string. So that's where A lives there. We're going to look and see if we've got another A. And you just think about it with the octave. Well, I know that my caged octaves work across here. A shape, really, if you know how the cage shapes work, then the A shape only really lives on 5 strings there. But this is a way for you to add more notes to it in the bass. So we've done the A. We need to find the C. Let's look at the C. So we had that C there, and then we have this C here. So we're going to put that C there. That'll do the job. The next one we want is this E. We've got an E here. We've got an E here. And that helps me to plot out these notes. So if I've got 1 note per string, because that's what happens with chords. Ordinarily, we don't play the E string with this shape, but you can see it spells it out there. A, C, and E. Well, let me just pull the guitar in again. This is the good old A minor. Yeah. I'm just playing these 5 strings here. First things first with this, right? And this is involving a technique called vamping. If you want the vamp to do vamping, what you can do is take fingers off. You can even take the whole chord off, because like I said, all the open strings are available in this key. Listen to that. I strum the open strings from the A string down, string 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm getting my thumb over the top to mute the thick E string as well. And because those notes are on the map, I'm not breaking any rules. I'm safe. Now, I don't have to do all of them. I could be discerning and just say, let me just do this here. I'm going to take off this here, this 5th. And I'm hammering on that. I'm hammering from the open D to the E string, yeah? And I'm playing a bum ditty, Carter family sort of strum, where it's bass on the A, down up on the D, G, B, and E strings there. Now what I could do, if I want to create some movement there, is I can take that C and I can do it on there, C to the B. See, so, or just take that off and just substitute it. I'll just have an A sus2 like that. There's a lovely A sus2. Go to one of my G's that I had before. Now, doesn't that sound all big and open? But that's to bring it back home to the chord that it actually is there. Now, what I really like about this, in fact, if I do this. Yeah, you can see I'm hammering from the C to the D and from the B to the C there. Yeah, Tenacious D, if you know that one, tribute. But also, we have this pinky free, so look at the route that the pinky can take, and that's what I'm looking at here, guys. I'm looking at that A minor, I'm thinking, I can put the pinky here, I can put the pinky here, I can put it here, and if I stretch over, I can put it here, I can put it here as well, okay? So let's just do that. Put it over here. Now this, that's the root on the open string. Put my pinky on, that's the 3rd, because it's a C. And then the open E is the 5th, which I can have in there. Put that G on, that's the 7th of this chord. Okay, we can. And if you know that this is available as a bar chord, then you know that this is going to affect your shapes there as well, guys. So it's a gift that keeps on giving us, this one. Now, I can be really clever. This is one of my favourite chords. I've got my A minor there, but I have these extra notes up here that I was playing when I played that G. When I was playing that G thing, I was using these 2 notes up here. Can I add them to the A minor? Yes, I can. And I get this A minor, add 9. Can even add that G in the bass there. Okay, so, but that's all from this, and I'm just seeing that A minor chord. Yeah? But that'll give you a different feeling. So you've got to weave these notes in and amongst each other. So be really liberal, and the thing is to just explore these. But that's the A minor there, guys, yeah? You could even look at this. This is lovely. If you want those bass notes in there. So that's the A minor there. So you've got lots you can do. You can utilise the thumb on those bass notes. And if I play that like that, if I put my thumb over there, I end up playing Wobbly Bob. That's an F sharp half diminished. That's chord 7 there. So you can see it's very close to the A minor, but you put that F sharp in the bass there, that would make sense. If I showed you on the circle diagram here, there's A minor. Yeah, if I put the F sharp in the bass, you see how these notes all start to blend into each other. They're stacked upon each other. So F sharp, A, C, E is your Wobbly Bob chord, chord 7. But you can name the chord because you know what's going on there. That's the good stuff.